Welcome to the Podium. This is a weekly sports show hosted by usually Niles, Abston, and Russell Dorsey, but we have a special guest host for you today,
Right,
Thomas Whalen.
Hello.
Russ didn't send me Sosa himself, guys. This is an actual white guy.
Yeah. I'm the real deal. I am a white guy. But I'm Irish, yeah. And I feel like Irish are probably the more accepting white people, I guess. Okay. They were oppressed a lot as well, you know.
Cool.
Yeah, you know.
I feel like a lot of Boston white guys are into sports. Like I feel like that's y'all's thing.
Yeah, well, it's that's kind of what we're taught. Like when you're growing up, you're at school. It's like, what do you talk about? You talk about the Red Sox. You talk about the Celtics. You talk about the Patriots. You know, and you don't. I mean, that's you. And then you go out and play sports, and you go like, dude, check it out. This is me as Ray Allen. You know what I mean?
And I can tell you, if you live, I grew up in Utah. If you live in a cold weather state, the sports is how you get through that fucking cold, terrible winter. You know, and then if your team sucks, then it's just like you want to kill yourself. You know, pretty much. So
yeah. Well, that never happened to me because my teams are always incredible.
Yeah, can I ask you, what is it like? I've never really...
Blessed. Hashtag blessed.
How many championships?
Okay, well, I'll count them out for you right here. Patriots win the Super Bowl. Patriots win the Super Bowl 4 times. Well, okay, so the Patriots won their first Super Bowl in 2002 against the Rams.
Right.
Then Red Sox won the World Series in 2004.
Yeah, in the fourth grade.
Against the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Celtics then won in 2007. Yeah. Patriots won again in 2004 and 2005. Yeah. And then so that's 5 right there, or 6?
Yeah,
you can't keep track of them.
The reason I can't keep track of them is because of the weed volcano. We weren't supposed to talk about that. No.
5 championships in literally a span of
but
it's
like seems more than that, honestly. Celtics won 1, Bruins won 2.
Wow, so the Bruins won 2.
Yeah, the Red Sox won 3. So 5, 8. And then for the Patriots, there have been 5. So I've seen like roughly 13 world championships.
That's awesome, man.
That's incredible.
Or so.
Just well-run organizations.
But like honestly, so when I first started getting into sports, the Boston sports sucked. We were always like the coming in second, kind of like how I guess I don't know what's another smaller market
Utah, we always came in second. I'll tell you that.
No. But I'm talking I don't know, I guess a Detroit.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Detroit, where it's they're a major market and they're always competitive. You know, they have long histories of sports, but they're not very good right now.
Yeah.
That's how we were, but now it's crazy.
Well, and wouldn't you say before Tom Brady, weren't the Patriots the 4th ranked Boston team? And now is it almost flipped?
The Patriots are the most important thing in Boston.
I would say that for a real long time,
I feel like the Celtics were probably number 1, and now they're probably 3.
Bruins were probably number 1 for a time, too.
Yeah, they were really popular.
The Bruins were very popular in the 70s, Bobby Orr, Phil Esposito.
Before Bobby Orr.
Yeah. I mean, he was ridiculous. That was a ridiculous team. Everybody loved the Bruins in the 70s. But the Celtics, obviously, they were great in the 60s.
Yeah, 80s.
They were good in the, 3 titles in the 80s. And then the big 3 came in the early mid-2000s, So the Celtics are kind of, in my opinion, they're the one with the most championships.
Pretty consistent.
Yeah, how can you deny that they have the most championships in their sports history?
Exactly.
There is no...
Boston had a 100-year curse, and the Patriots, they...
Bill Russell won 11?
Yeah.
I think Bill Russell won 11, then Larry won...
Right?
That's a man.
I think he has 4.
Okay.
But, that's
yeah, because Magic has 5, Larry has 1.
Yeah, and then, I would say that, that World Series, that NBA championship in 2007, that was one of the better Celtics teams that's ever been. Ray Allen was one of my favorite players way before he even came to the Celtics. Yeah. KG.
Amazing player.
Do you think KG would get away with how kind of dirty and raw he is nowadays?
I think in the social media era, when he's saying stuff your wife tastes like Honey Nut Cheerios.
He'd be like a Draymond Green is looked at now.
Yeah.
KG was very, very.
KG's just going around fucking everyone's wife. Girlfriends.
It's better than Delonte West going around fucking everybody's mom.
Did you see the? Did you see the video?
He was a Celtic.
Delonte? Yeah. For a couple of years. Yeah. That was like when we had like Ricky Davis.
Yeah, Ricky Davis.
Yeah,
that was the man.
All right, well, I'm glad we caught up with you, man. This is a fucking.
All right, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later.
No, this is. By the way, this is a killer comedian. Doesn't know just know sports. He's a beast on stage.
Yeah, he's got a name too.
But and for those of you wondering, Russell, we didn't like deport him or anything. He has a job. He does things. You know.
Yeah, you gotta make that money.
Yeah.
We'll
So,
be back next week.
But anyways, let's get into our bronze podium topics. Niles, show Tom how it's done. What's your bronze podium topic today?
My bronze topic is Steelers rookie wide receiver JuJu Smith swipes left on Mia Khalifa, famous porn star.
Shit.
She was the most searched adult actor in 2016, so obviously she's doing her thing. She shot her shot on Twitter. I think she said something about it. I think JuJu followed her on Twitter, and she was like, JuJu's like my favorite follow on Twitter. And I feel like in this days of social media, like these days, like if a girl likes your tweet, it's almost like it's going down. You know what I'm saying? She wants it. So like Mia Khalifa actually tweeted JuJu and said he was her favorite. She's got a little reputation on the internet. So I think we knew what was going down there. But because like there was a couple weeks ago, she tweeted Steph Curry a picture of her feet.
Yeah.
Because apparently Steph Curry has like this foot fetish.
Yeah.
So Mia Khalifa has beautiful feet, and she tweeted Steph Curry a picture of her feet, and now she's shooting her shot at JuJu. So she likes the athletes. She's on the Kardashian trip right now.
She wants that attention, dude.
Usually she's rejecting athletes, so like putting them on blast.
Exactly.
Like, this person DM'd me.
Exactly.
And so it's kind of funny that's happening to her.
It's funny it got flipped back, but I definitely see that. That's dope. She has embarrassed a couple people like that.
Oh yeah, and that's fucked up to do that.
It's
that's
funny
fucked up
though.
to put any no. Is there no privacy anymore?
No, there's none. And that's it.
What the fuck? Let us what you can't say one fucking thing without someone plastering it on the internet.
You can't go down to the DMs anymore, man.
It's the fucking worst.
It's not like when we were growing up in the internet, we had respect.
Yeah.
But she tweeted him publicly, so that was funny.
There's this girl that came into my job. She was like, I'm a huge Celtics fan. I was wearing my Marcus Smart jersey. It was first game of the season.
Yeah.
You know, against Cavs.
Yeah.
And she was like, I used to hook up with Marcus Smart. And I was like, no, you didn't. She was like, yeah. She was a hot girl. So I kind of believed her.
Cool.
And then she showed me her DMs. She's like,
oh my God.
Dude, she did.
She's about to get those framed.
Dude, Dion Lewis of the Patriots.
You know what?
Yeah,
I'll give her credit. Her pussy is a good scout. Like, those are good players.
Do you want to hear what one guy did? Okay, she slid into Jason Tatum's DMs, and he sent her the See No Evil.
Good job, James.
Jason Tatum, baby. Now that's a guy he's got his priorities.
How did they not mention that in the draft report? That's impressive.
That's what I'm saying, you know?
I feel like these younger athletes, this younger generation is doing better with shielding off the groupies, man. I think they're doing a little better.
He knows what he wants.
I think you get to see all the decades of athletes running through all these women and money taken. And
you even learn, you can't trust your own teammates. D'Angelo Russell.
Right, D'Angelo Russell got the Snapchat going.
Wait, what did he do?
He shouted out.
He recorded Nick Young talking about how he cheated on Iggy Azalea.
Oh, that's so fucked up.
And apparently, Iggy Azalea's found a new athlete. I think she's with Odell now. That's what they're saying.
Odell's gay, dude. Odell Beckham's gay. He's not. Dude, he's gay. Honestly, and there's nothing wrong with it. If he's gay,
I want whatever gay he's getting.
Dude, that's fine.
He's gay too, dang.
There is nothing wrong with a super athletic gay guy.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
I just am pretty sure because I guess one time, and I don't know if he was kidding around, but he went to some party, and you know the girl from Girls, the show Girls, Lena Dunham. She sat and she was mad at him because he wasn't.
He wouldn't hit on her. She got mad at that. Or something
and he was like,
I
guess he said something after that was like, maybe if you were a dude, or something like that.
Well, she was dressed like a dude.
Yeah. Well, but maybe. Listen, if Odell Beckham's gay, who cares?
I actually know a couple girls that used to.
Well, he could be bisexual. I don't know.
I think.
I'm just guessing.
First of all, if he's gay, his choice in beards is phenomenal. I'll tell you that right now.
God.
But he's not. I don't think he is gay because if you don't like Lena Dunham, I think that's like a good litmus test.
Yeah, wouldn't a gay guy like Lena Dunham?
Yeah.
Listen, there is no. But why? No one would like Lena Dunham. She's disgusting.
I can't stand her, bro.
She is the fucking worst.
I can't stand her, dog.
No, that's funny. But I just wanted to say this. Like, I really like JuJu Schuster until I found out he wasn't Jewish. His name's Schuster and his name's JuJu.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, like, I was like, dude, this is my guy. He's the chosen one.
Sounds like someone who steals candy.
He's a beast. He's a beast.
That was the worst thing I've ever said.
He had one of the craziest stiff arms. Go look it up on YouTube when he was at USC as a receiver.
You break him in.
He's just a physical guy, man.
He unfortunately hurt my Utes many times, so
he's a great receiver.
He's great.
The Utes.
Yeah. So
are we on to my?
Yeah, I was about to say, let's get to your first topic.
Okie dokie, guys.
Okay.
So, as you guys know, I'm a huge basketball fan.
Okay.
All right, I'm a big basketball fan. And every now and then, I mean, you get like one big new star that comes up and he lights it up for 4 or 5 seasons. And, it was kind of Steph Curry 3 or 4 seasons ago. He broke out and we didn't have anybody else really break out. But I think we got the next, and I think this is a consensus, but the next great NBA player is going to be Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, for sure.
And we're witnessing the rise, and this is going to be a weird switch of the guard in NBA basketball where the big men are going to start being like smaller.
You see the way New Orleans plays.
Yeah.
Cousins and Davis bringing the ball down the court.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And it's having a 7-foot-tall guy run the break. Like, dude, he's going to be scary good. Yeah, I think he averages 38 points right now.
Yeah, he's
first 4 games.
Do you think this is like the NBA 20 to 30 years after seeing Magic Johnson, and then it's like you finally have the people who can fit that mold? Do you think that's part of it?
I don't know. I think what it just comes down to is I wouldn't doubt if Giannis was just never that tall growing up.
Yeah, that's how
and then he learned how to handle the ball really well, and he learned how to be like a phenomenal mid-range shooter or whatever. Can't really shoot threes right now, but like that can be worked on.
Like, this is LeBron's best three-point shooting year ever. It's year 15.
Yeah.
So it's like. Yeah.
But I think what it comes down to is it's just like he probably was just such a good ball handler and was so good at running an offense.
Well, the way they do ball overseas is so much different. Like every player learns how to play all 5 positions overseas in Europe and all these other countries. Everybody's dribbling, everybody's handling the ball, everybody's shooting, passing, whatever. Whereas over here, you're a kid that's big already. All right, get down on the block. Let's show you how to do that. And now you have underdeveloped skills like dribbling.
That's a really good point. Like they said about Hakeem, that one of the things that made him better than the other centers at the time was the fluidity of movement, because he had great footwork, because he played soccer.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of these kids overseas, they don't just play basketball. Or, like that's kind of an American thing, like centralizing to one sport. Giannis probably played soccer in the streets of Greece.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt he played soccer.
Look at his footwork. It's amazing.
Track and field, something. Whereas like AAU is so much a business now.
Yeah.
At 4th and 5th grade, kids are already seeing like, all right, 3-pointers and dunk. Like that's it.
Yeah.
But so we have these crazy freak-like athletic players, but their fundamentals and their skills aren't up to par as some of these kids overseas that don't have the physical prowess but do everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why you get guys that come over here that are 7-footers that handle the ball and shoot. And you get Pau Gasols and guys like that.
Or Dirk Nowitzki.
Yeah. Players like we don't really have
Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah,
he's gonna be a really good. He's gonna be a fucking really good player.
I like to see what his numbers are like at the end of this year.
I want to ask you something. Do you since we're talking about the next great player, I think the term we're looking at is MVP. Do you think he can be an MVP in the next 5 years?
Yeah.
In the next 5 years,
he doesn't win
for
2
sure.
At least out of the next 5 years, I'd be shocked.
But like right. But I mean, how much are they going to take into factor how good the Bucks play? If the Bucks, if he averages 38 points a game, if he averages over 30 points a game and 10 rebounds,
he leads the team in every statistic.
Yeah, and he's
That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, you can't deny him an MVP there. Yeah. And who can cover him?
He's in a good position with LeBron getting older in the East, I think the Eastern Conference will be just like LeBron had a chokehold in the East for years. I think Giannis will have that chokehold. It'll him and John Wall will probably be the two best players in the East with Kyrie. But I think Giannis, especially if the Bucks need some more pieces, I think they're actually trading for Eric Bledsoe as we speak.
Who's gonna get Eric Bledsoe?
The Bucks. The Bucks are trading.
Who are they gonna trade? Brogdon. And, yeah,
that's what they're trading.
I don't know, man. I'd like Brogdon.
Brogdon's dope, but Eric Bledsoe is a killer.
Brogdon is one of those guys who he's a glue guy.
Right.
He doesn't make. Like, I'm not saying Eric Bledsoe's dumb, but I'm saying Malcolm Brogdon makes incredible basketball decisions.
Yeah, he's like one of those system quarterbacks who just doesn't make mistakes.
He's a coach on the floor, and that's so invaluable.
He's a good player, though.
So that's a tough trade. The Suns are going to get something good if they trade
Eric Bledsoe is
dude. Yeah,
he's almost unguardable. On the guard level, 20 points a game.
Do you think with the trade, do you think that would help Giannis's development? Do you think it'll get him closer to the MVP status? Because what you're saying, the Bucks, if they don't have these pieces to win, do you think that Eric Bledsoe is one of those pieces?
Definitely.
What are you?
And it's not also. Well, go ahead.
I think they got a pretty. I mean, yeah, I think it would help, and I think maybe Eric Bledsoe might run the offense a little better, but, like, they already have a pretty great team.
Yeah, they do.
Jabari is out.
Really young, though.
But, yeah. But, I mean, they got Greg Monroe, they got, But, anyways, I think that could help. I think Bledsoe could, I think he could do it without Bledsoe, though.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Better scorer. And then also Eric Bledsoe coming there, you always got to remember that opens up another free agent might want to come to Milwaukee, whereas, like, just Giannis might not want to come to Milwaukee.
Right.
Yeah. I think that was a pretty good discussion. You fucking nailed the first topic.
Yeah. Cool.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Doing great. All right, so my bronze medal podium topic is just the emergence of these second-year quarterbacks, Goff and Wentz. They've really been tearing it up. Yeah. Wentz on Monday night against the Redskins put on a show, and then Goff 33-0 against the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Right after the Cardinals looked like an emerging team.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to talk to you about, like, Wentz versus Goff. Who do you like going forward?
Wentz. Yeah.
I love his athleticism.
Yeah. He just seems like he knows how to make decisions a little better. I mean, I don't know. Goff is, like, okay. Neither of them blow me away.
Really? Not even that. What was that? 50-yard touchdown he threw on Monday Night Football?
I mean, but that's like, what's his name from the Flacco? Flacco, everybody was always like, dude, he's got such a cannon. He's got such a...
But it's like, for a while, though.
But, like, he was never, in my opinion, a top. Like,
really?
Do you think that Carson Wentz could retire and, like, be a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
You think so?
It's only his second year. Look what he's doing.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I think he's out of those guys. Carson Wentz.
He just has a chance to have.
Jared Goff, I don't see really much in it all.
Could I make a case for Goff really quick?
Sure, yeah.
Sean McVay looks like the quarterback whisperer. He looks he looks like the next up and coming coach. You know, I'm not saying he's Belichick. I'm saying this dude, he looks like he knows how to run an offense, and even the defense looks so much better than it did last year.
Yeah.
All his pieces are. Does Goff have the advantage of maybe having the better quarterback and the better system?
Goff has the advantage of having the better?
No, I'm saying better coach.
And
then maybe a better system as well.
Yeah, I would probably
give Goff better coach, but I think Wentz has better weapons though.
Yeah.
In Philadelphia. I mean, I would love to have Todd Gurley, but I feel like that equals offense is
you got Tavon Austin too, who's kind of an underachieving receiver, but like he could have a good season. I don't know. You know, I would like to see what would happen if you put either of those guys in, like, say, like Jacksonville. Jacksonville's, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Because that's another young team with, like, a couple great receivers.
Pieces,
like, you
great
know,
running back.
But Blake Bortles, too. So if you could switch him out,
Literally,
what would happen?
Yeah, what would happen? And, I mean, I think either of those guys could be successful, but do I think that they could be, like, I don't know, even as good as, like, a Matt Ryan? No.
Okay.
That's what I guess I could put their ceiling at.
The one thing that scares me about Wentz is he's very reminiscent of RG3 to me, where I'm like, please don't get injured. Like I love the way his movement is, but it's like I'm just afraid one time he's gonna get hit, and then what if will his ability to scare defenses change if he can't really get outside the pocket and get yards? That scares me with him. But with his, I think Wentz's potential is higher than Goff's, but I'm afraid of Wentz. Like he's avoided so many hits already. Like it is scary, but he is marvelous. He is marvelous. The way he scrambles around is really, really great.
Yeah, I haven't shown Jared Goff a lot of love on the show, but I guess now I'm gonna have to actually start believing in him a little bit.
In Goff?
Yeah, he's good. I said I wasn't sold on him, but he's definitely doing his thing this season.
I mean, I'm spoiled. Like,
yeah, as I say, you're comparing all these people to Tom Brady.
Tom Brady,
that's the best quarterback.
Yeah, so it's like you're comparing him to like the best or the second best.
But like, you know what's so crazy?
Tom Brady's the best quarterback of all time.
And you got to think about it.
And I hate him.
Yeah, but like for me, it's so validating because I saw this guy come in and no one knew who he was, and I literally remember where I was in the car. I was right by the North Shore Mall in Danvers, Massachusetts.
Man, this is
when I was listening to WEEI, they go, Drew Bledsoe's out for 8 weeks with a broken collarbone something shoulder. And they were like, and then Bishop was the second string, but he was hurt too. So they were like Tom Brady and like all that stuff. And that's where I remember first hearing Tom Brady. And now everybody is just like, they all know. But no, it's like you don't even have to like him. You just know that he's...
I can't stand
superhuman.
I can't stand the Patriots.
I'll do a quick wrap up on this, but my dad was a huge University of Michigan fan, and... the way he dealt with the Drew Henson thing, to get benched when you were still playing so well, and to not trash Michigan or the experience or Lloyd Carr, the coach, showed so much class. Yeah, I gotta admit, Tom Brady, he handles things well on and off the field. Yeah, and that's part of why he's there. So this has been a good start to the show, you guys.
Sure, yeah.
We'll be right back after this quick commercial break featuring Niles' show. Secret Blackfield meeting. We'll be right back. Gore also famously lost Florida, and the exact same thing happened to him, and it was much closer. It was hundreds of votes, maybe thousands of tops. Like, that's all he needed. He was even closer than Hillary taking the whole thing and erasing George Bush. And so you could literally say that taking away the voting rights of black men has caused us to have George W. Bush and Donald Trump instead of Al Gore and Hillary Clinton. And so that's a price white people have to pay. You put black people in jail, they're your best ally. They are the ones, like I always said in my stand-up, Jews and black people are like the canaries in the coal mine of oppression. They're usually the first ones to get hit. So once you know they get hit, everyone else will get hit. And so those are your best allies, the people who always are, the subjects of discrimination. And then when those people get hit and you don't do anything, guess what's going to happen? You're going to live in a country like where you live with Trump and live with George W. Bush. All right, and we're back. That was a commercial for Niles' show, Secret Black People Meeting. He's a fucking killer on that show. You should go check it out. All right, so we're back. We just finished our bronze medal podium topics, so now we're going to get into our NFL picks for this week. So there are some good matchups this week, a lot. It was tough to narrow it down to 5 this week. There were some good matchups. We're going to start with the Panthers at the Bucks. The Bucks are giving 2 points to the Panthers. What do you guys think about this matchup?
Jameis Winston is a little injured still, am I right? Mm-hmm. Cam Newton had a couple very good games earlier on in the season. His last 2 games, I think he's had like 4 interceptions in his last 2 games. And he hasn't played very well. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Cam Newton can bounce back. Okay. I'm going to say that the Panthers can beat the Bucks by more than a field goal, or by at least a field goal. I'm gonna take the Panthers. Okay.
Well, the Panthers are actually getting...
Oh, they're getting?
Then
take the Panthers. Yeah. I take the Panthers.
Yeah, I got Panthers by a touchdown. The Bucks have burned me 2 weeks in a row picking them. They got their ass whooped last week. Mm-hmm. I think Panthers, like Tom said, had a bounce back game. Mm-hmm. So I got Panthers by a touchdown.
I can see this going 2 different ways. Cam Newton just walked out of that press conference pretty angry. People were asking him. He's a little frustrated. Yeah. I like that frustration. Mm-hmm. I think he's going to harness it and really just show people. And also, in the end, like Tom said, you're getting 2 points. The Panthers are probably better in the end. And the Bucks... I mean, they play well at home, but I've also seen them fuck up at home plenty of times.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Panthers to come in. If you're asking me who am I choosing, Cam Newton or Jameis Winston, I'm going to take Cam every time.
Yeah.
Until Jameis really proves it. I mean,
right. He's shown it in spurts, but he hasn't put any.
Yeah.
He hasn't even put 3 games in a row together. You know?
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. So I think we're all in consensus on that one. Yeah. So the next one, this is a really fun one. 2 of the best younger quarterbacks in the league. We got Houston at Seattle. The Seahawks.
Since when is Russell Wilson a young quarterback?
Well, he's younger. I mean, you know.
Well,
but he's still. I mean,
how long has he been in the league? Like 5 years.
Yeah, he hasn't been around as long as you think. He's still amazing. The Seahawks are giving 5.5 points to Houston. This could be an interesting situation where you might want to take the dog because they might lose but still cover. I don't know. What do you guys think? The
I don't
Seahawks.
see Seattle covering that spread. I'm not necessarily saying Houston wins though.
I'm taking Houston to actually win.
Okay.
Wow.
Because their offense was. I mean, they just had a bye week last week.
Yeah.
But before that, the last 2 games, Hopkins has been playing great.
Yes.
We're probably one of the best receivers in the NFL right now. Deshaun, what was it?
Deshaun Watson.
Watson, yeah. He's one of those guys that usually I can get an inside scoop on a guy before he kind of blows up or starts playing really well. He's one of those guys that I was like right out of nowhere, just like this guy can. He throws a good ball. He makes good decisions. You know. So I would say that I think Houston, and they got a good D.
Yeah.
You know, but without J.J. Watt, they struggle obviously. Right. But I would take Houston.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for those of you wondering about Tom discovering people, this is a guy who hosted a sports show in New Hampshire. Mm-hmm. Knew about Conor McGregor before he.
Yep, I met before he was famous.
So he knows what he's actually talking about. Actually, cool. I would give most people shit for saying that, but he actually knows what he's talking about. And actually, you know, the Houston pick that takes balls, and I love it. I can't go against the Seahawks at home. They're so good at home. That crowd. You know, most of the time Vegas will give you 3 points at home. I feel like when you're at Seattle or New Orleans or a couple of these places, they have extra energy there. Yeah. They're just more brought to them. I think Seahawks laying 5. It's tough, but I would swallow the pill and do it just because I think Deshaun Watson
is 5.
Yeah, 5.5.
Okay.
Yeah, and 5.5 is usually the zone where Vegas isn't really sure of what the game is going to be, actually. It's more of a tenuous situation. Because it's in that zone where Vegas isn't really sure, you could go with Tom's pick. I think it's a really smart pick. I'm going to take Seahawks at home, to be honest.
I got Seahawks at home, but they don't cover the spread. I'd say about 3.
But I think if you go with Tom, that could easily work. This is not a game where I think it's one way or the other for sure.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
Yeah, so the next game, very fun divisional matchup. Dallas is at Houston.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dallas at Washington.
Yeah.
Washington.
It's one of the great rivalries.
Yeah, it's always a good game.
And Washington is actually they're a home dog. They get 2 points.
Okay.
I really, I think Dallas is one of the better teams. They're just not playing great right now. You know,
Ezekiel had a good game last week.
Did you see him last week? He was like, he was showing the NFL, like, if you're going to put me out, I'm going to do everything I can.
But people have kind of figured out Dak.
Yeah.
You know, and you have a chance when you're a mobile, kind of like, he's like a gunslinger quarterback, like a Favre type, you know, where he runs around. He doesn't necessarily run for a lot of yards, but he runs a lot to throw for.
Very effective, yeah.
And so I would say that... I think Dallas is the better team than Washington. Kirk Cousins has never been someone who I was like, you know...
Had a lot of faith in.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't like that?
I think he's a little bit of a hothead. I mean, I don't know. But Brady's a hothead too, but only to, his own teammates.
Yeah, he backs it up, though.
Yeah. And he, gets in his teammates' faces, but, not other players. I don't know. All right, I guess I'm going all dogs right now. I'm going to take Dallas. Why not?
Dallas is favored.
Oh, they're favored?
Washington.
I thought you said they were getting...
No, Washington gets 2 at home, which is surprising.
I'm taking Washington by a touchdown. Fuck the Cowboys.
Okay.
I think, even though you're getting 2 at Washington, Dallas is just the better team. They run the ball much more effectively than Washington.
Who's running the ball for Washington right now?
I don't even know.
Yeah.
But I'm still taking Washington.
Well, and it's also...
Dallas finds a way to mess up.
And to be honest, you want to bank on that revenge factor. It's not just Ezekiel Elliott. Alfred Morris is going back to Washington to show people what's up. He plays for Dallas right now. And I think they're going to run the ball really well on Washington, to be honest. They had trouble stopping the run against the Eagles. So cool. I'm going to pick Dallas. So the next game, a guy similar to Dak Prescott, actually. Ben Roethlisberger and the Steelers take on Matt Stafford and the Lions.
Did Dak rape a woman?
Really, Dak rape somebody?
No, he's mobile and moves around a lot.
I thought you were talking about how Ben Roethlisberger rapes women.
Yeah.
No, Dak Prescott
gets away with it.
Away with it.
Dak Prescott has not put anyone in a bad situation.
Oh my God, Tom Brady deflated a ball.
Michelle Moynihan.
Oh my God, he broke up with an actress for a supermodel that makes $175 million a year. But Ben Roethlisberger is out there flipping motorcycles and face molesting women. I don't know.
Yeah, when he was saying I don't have it anymore.
That's a new term. I love it. Face molesting. I need to start.
He was like, I don't have it anymore. I was like, what are you talking about? Football or off the field? What do you not have anymore?
What don't you have?
Yeah, but
I ran out of Rhino 6.
I can't stand Roethlisberger.
But Detroit's getting 3 at home. Really? By the way, is that something that you would be interested in?
I don't know.
Taking a home dog like that.
Steelers are.
They're hot right now.
They're playing a lot better right now.
Steelers might be the best team in the NFL.
Great touchdown celebration.
They got Le'Veon Bell, who's a good running back.
Yeah.
They got what's his name?
Antonio
Bryant. Or Brown.
We're talking about Martavis Bryant later.
Yeah, that's Brown's probably
JuJu Smith,
top 3.
We talked about earlier.
Oh yeah. But I mean Detroit. Who does Detroit got? This is fucking
Eric Ebron.
Matthew Stafford. That's it. Ebron, tight end.
What was the running back?
I mean, the one thing about the Lions, and I say this every week, they do manage to keep it close. They were down 45-10 against the Saints, and they somehow made it 45-38 at one point.
They did.
And so that's the one thing about the Lions is they might be the most frustrating team to root for. But betting, sometimes they're a savvy pick. I think the Steelers are on a trajectory that is unstoppable for the Detroit Lions right now.
I think I'm going to take Pittsburgh, too.
I just can't get the Lions 3 at home. I just don't think they're that good.
I mean, even if the Lions are getting 3, it's just, I think...
I got Pittsburgh by a touchdown.
Yeah, I think Pittsburgh can win by a touchdown easily, so I can see Matt Stafford throwing a pick that shouldn't happen.
I can see him throwing a couple.
Yeah, so we're all pretty much in consensus on that one. The last one, the Monday night, we always do the Monday night game. Denver is at Kansas City, who is also one of the best teams in the NFL. Kansas City is favored by 7.5 points.
I would not waste 3 hours of my life watching Denver.
Right. Fuck Kansas City. Seriously, they're always good for the first 6 games.
They really are, yeah.
And then
Andy Reid's a good coach.
Yeah, but I think not only do I think that the kind of fan base is going to stop supporting them as much, and then that's going to change, because that seems to be what happens. They just start to hate.
Interest level goes down.
Yeah, for the first 6 games, you got to be a real fan, you got to be diehard, and I don't think they have diehard fans there to keep.
Kansas City.
Yeah,
shots fired.
I mean, Kansas City is not a good sports town. I'm going to come out and say it. I'm going to come out and say the most controversial thing all day. Kansas City is not a good sports town. Okay? I don't even think Kansas State college football or basketball is in Kansas City. What else is in Kansas City?
Yeah, that whole Missouri...
Royals, fuck Royals.
That whole Missouri-Kansas City thing pisses me off, too. Yeah. What the fuck,
But I'm just saying, But I do think Kansas City is actually going to win this game. I think that Denver sucks worse.
It's so bad.
Simeon.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce his last name?
Siemens.
Siemens. No, I think you're right. Simeon. He's just not that good. He's not you're not going to make the playoffs.
He's buns.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I'm going to take Kansas City. They got a good, competent quarterback in Alex Smith.
Okay.
They got, what's his name, running the ball? Very good. Kareem Hunt. Yeah.
Beast.
Yeah, he's putting up crazy numbers. So I'm going to say Kansas City by at least that.
7.5.
More than a touchdown. They got to win by 10, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Kansas City by at least 10.
Yeah.
If not more. I can see them beating them by 2 scores.
Yeah, well, I am an Alex Smith fan, obviously, so I'll be taking I'll be taking Kansas City, though. I will warn people, rivalry games are always close, or generally always close, and this is a rivalry game. I could see them keeping it close, but in the end, I'm taking my boy Alex Smith and Kareem Hunt in that career. I think in the end, Denver looks like they're about to give up on their quarterback, and until they find a new quarterback, that defense it's looking hopeless. And so once your defense is hopeless, that's a tough point to be
right.
in. Mm-hmm. So, I think we're all consensus on that one as well. We're taking Kansas.
Yeah.
Kansas City. All right, cool. All right, so that was our pick.
They didn't even know that's how dumb Kansas City is. They're like, you're not in Kansas, you know that? You're in Missouri. Call it Missouri City.
I think there isn't. No, Missouri City's in Texas. Man, this is all
Southern.
And then Paris is in Georgia. What the fuck are we doing? All right, so let's move on to our silver medal topics here. We finished the picks. That was good shit. Yeah. Niles, start us off again. What's your silver medal today?
The best player in the world, baby. LeBron James, dog. LeBron running the point. That's scary, man. He played point guard against the Bulls for the first time since 2005, and I saw this really funny tweet. It was like basically like the Cavs are trying out LeBron at point guard against the Bulls because like that's the team the Bulls are, like that's just who you're just trying.
Yeah,
this is who you try shit out on.
Yeah,
hey, let's see if this will work. Let's try it on the Bulls, you know. But I like LeBron playing point guard because I feel like he's basically played point guard his whole career, and like this nigga is like a basketball cyborg, bro. He was like, I know what every position does: point guard, SG, small forward, power forward. Center. Like he knows everything about basketball, and it's really weird.
Yeah,
like he's like a freak genius with basketball. It's just
the Bulls are like the girl with the tongue stud. Like you know she's just gonna experiment. You're gonna experiment a lot with her. Yeah. You know, but like I mean, is LeBron James the best player in the NBA right now?
He's the best player in the world.
You think he's the best player in the world? I mean,
he has been since 2006.
It's hard for me to say he isn't one of the greatest. But it's like he's Kevin Durant's pretty.
Kevin Durant is not better than LeBron.
No, you're probably right. But Steph Curry, you don't think? I mean, I'm finding it hard to argue. I want to argue that LeBron isn't the greatest in the NBA. I think he might be the greatest current player right now.
Yeah, for sure. Who progresses up in age? It's crazy to me. Like he's shooting.
True. Like the further his hairline goes back,
right, and he's getting better,
and he shoots better.
His range is getting better. He's shooting better from the free throw line. He's shooting 88% from the free throw line.
Yeah.
He's shooting 60% from the field, and he's shooting 44%.
But like Russ Westbrook is pretty fucking incredible.
He's amazing.
The way he plays the game is.
He's amazing too. He's my favorite player right now.
But he hustles harder than anyone.
LeBron is the best.
Dude, LeBron's body it's like he was captured in grade school by aliens,
right?
And just like genetically engineered to have the biggest fucking. Because dude, his frame alone,
he's built for
people will look at LeBron James's skeleton someday and just be like,
something's not right here.
Wow.
Yeah, the guy at Ohio State who trained him, he was talking about how like he would do those band exercises, like you'd have the band wrap around you, and you have to jump and stuff. And he said he had never seen anyone take to the exercise like LeBron James, and how the body just like developed from those exercises. And he was just saying he's never seen anything like it. And yeah, I think that's where genetics does come to play.
He can do anything on a basketball court.
Yeah.
Like it's like he had a triple-double as a point guard, and he had 34 and 13 as a point guard.
But do you think that's why people kind of get hung up like Tom? Because I do feel like Tom, or I do feel like he squandered a lot of opportunities to have more championships. Do you think that kind of is in the back of people's minds all the time with LeBron? Because like there's a couple years where he could have had more.
If he was a little bit less, if he cared a little bit less about controlling everything, I feel like, because he's basically the GM of the Cavs. He's basically the coach of the Cavs. Yeah. He's the best player on the Cavs. He's not really like, he doesn't go with the flow much. He tries hard.
He creates the flow.
Yeah, but, if he had taken maybe a little bit more of a, go with the flow approach, maybe he could have won one or two more, but I don't know.
I think you make a good point. Like, they said that about Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning, he was the offensive coordinator and the quarterback, and they said maybe if you step back and didn't call the plays all the time, maybe you let someone else help you, maybe you get there. And I feel that with LeBron. I feel like he is trying to do everything, and I feel like that's why with Wade and Ray Allen, you saw him at his best because he didn't have to do all the little things he didn't have to. And I think that's why this Cavs team is dangerous because you have Jay Crowder and a couple other, like Wade is back. You have a couple of little pieces. D Rose will be something.
Isn't Rose injured?
I know he will be something. Yeah. When he comes back, he will be a piece.
He's playing well until he hurt.
Even if he gives them 30 games, that's 30 games where LeBron has to do less. That's really all you're looking for with all these guys. How do you make sure LeBron is as well rested going into the playoffs as possible? So he's not gassed, so he's not cramping in San Antonio.
The NBA Finals, he was gassed, man.
That's what I'm saying. You don't want that situation, and that's really what it is with LeBron. But I feel like he has squandered championships, but I do feel also like you're only holding it against him because he is the best player. Exactly. That's really, I guess that is like really the standard of why he is the best player, because you look at him and you compare him to Jordan and Kobe and you say, I didn't see you do X, Y, and Z.
He's the only guy that's been so consistent that you don't give him the MVP because it's what you expect from him.
Like Michael Jordan when Karl Malone won it those 2 years. Yeah. It was really fatigue from Michael Jordan winning it, and they felt like, compared to Michael didn't deserve it, so we'll give it to Karl.
The 4 MVPs they gave LeBron, he was averaging 28, 7, and 7. He's been doing that since. He hasn't stopped. So why has he won every MVP since? Like, he's literally done the same things for 10 years. And so we just gotten used to it. But then he turns it really on in the playoffs, and he's like, wow, I forgot what this dude can do. Like, when he had that block in the finals the year that he won, I was just like, this dude is amazing. It's like you almost forgot what LeBron could do.
Yep.
But one, before we close out, LeBron at point guard or Magic Johnson at point guard? Who would you take?
Magic.
LeBron.
I'd take Magic.
You look at the championships. Look at the one argument you can make is Magic had a better supporting cast around him, but the way he utilized that supporting cast might be why they were better.
Yeah.
LeBron had 13 assists the other night and a triple-double.
But I feel
Magic
like
did that all the time. Magic invented the phrase triple double with ice cream.
LeBron hasn't been able to put together a whole career of playing point guard. This is his 15th year in the NBA, and he's doing that. Magic wasn't doing that his 15th year in the NBA.
That's because he had AIDS.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did. You don't think Magic has AIDS?
It's a conspiracy theory,
bro. Come on.
We can talk about it off there.
I mean, I do think that the government gave it to him. But.
No comment.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
I don't confirm or deny.
Are you saying the FBI's like they were Celtics fans?
I just said, oh gosh.
Hey, you know what?
What?
To those FBI guys, you love your team, and I'll give you credit for that. That's really loving your team right there.
I pay my taxes, okay? I pay your fucking salary, FBI. Right?
It's true.
But if I get AIDS, you'll know why.
Yeah.
So is it now down to my topic?
Yeah, let's hear your topic.
All right, we're staying on basketball. Okay. So we had a crazy kind of offseason this past offseason with my team, the Celtics, the Lakers, and the 76ers kind of all vying for these top 3 picks, right. And because there were a couple big players. Everybody thought Markelle Fultz was going to be the number 1 player in that draft, no doubt.
Yeah.
Then Lonzo Ball, who's had more hype behind him than anybody I've seen in the NBA draft since LeBron.
That's true.
And then Jason Tatum, who actually, up until a week before the draft, they were trying to say that Josh Jackson was going to go to the... So, Jason Tatum ends up going from Duke to the Celtics. Jackson goes 4th, and then De'Aaron Fox goes 5th to Sacramento. So my question to you guys is, how would you redraft? Would you change anything, or would you get someone else in that top 5?
If I was to redraft, I'd say Jason Tatum go 1.
Yeah.
I go Jason Tatum 1. I keep Lonzo where he's at. Probably De'Aaron Fox 3.
I mean, De'Aaron Fox did look really good in summer league.
Because I thought De'Aaron Fox was better than Markelle Fultz anyway.
Yeah. It almost seems like the Celtics pawned like the 76ers by being like, we have the first overall pick. Markelle Fultz is the best player, consensus.
And he's good.
And like, it's like the Celtics knew.
It's going to take him some time.
Yeah, it's like the Celtics knew, like, we don't need We
don't
need
a
Markelle
point guard.
Fultz. Yeah.
They didn't. I felt like the only reason the Celtics should take Fultz is if they were going to trade Thomas.
Yeah.
Or which they eventually did.
Before a point.
But they did have Kyrie Irving, though.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think if you're going to have a marquee point guard, there's no point in taking Markelle Fultz because I think he has the talent to be that guy in a couple years. Yeah. So if you're going to have Alonzo or Markelle Fultz, there's no point. So I think taking Jason Tatum is perfect. He's a great offensive weapon. I mean, he's been playing really good.
He plays like Paul Pierce. The way he plays the game is just like smart on like where he takes his shots. Like he's great at telling how much room he has.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And for a guy that like, you know, if you can get a guy that hits like 80% of his open mid-range shots, that's game changer. Yeah. Because you can have Kyrie just dribble in like he's penetrating and then just kick it out and just.
Jason Tatum's dope.
You know? But I like Jason Tatum a lot. How about you? How would you redraft?
Well, first of all, I wanted to get on what you said. I think this is fascinating. I totally agree with you. I think the Celtics fleeced the Sixers in this.
Yeah.
Before I get to my redrafting, I want to talk about this. I really felt like they built up Fultz so that they could trade him. Yeah. And as soon as the point where Danny Ainge is calling you up, say, hey, I'm going to trade you the first pick. You can get Markelle. You should know you're doing a deal with the devil. Yeah. And
because he always gets the advantage in trades.
Yeah, it's just one of those things I wouldn't have traded. I wouldn't have traded with Danny Ainge. There's a couple people
that week. Jason Tatum must have really did something in that workout.
Or what? I think it's more on Fultz. Because
they're saying really good workout.
They're saying Fultz right now is having the yips with his free throws. They're saying he's got a shoulder. They're saying he's trying to retrain his shot. Yeah. I mean, do you think any of those things could have contributed, or was it more on Jason Tatum why they picked?
I think Jason Tatum probably really impressed.
Yeah,
because there wasn't, like we were saying, there wasn't that much hype until like the week or two before the draft. He had an okay season at Duke. He was a very highly rated high school player. Yeah. But I don't think at Duke he really got to show what he can really do because he had to play the 4 and the 5 so much. Mm-hmm. We didn't really get to see him creating his own shot and bringing the ball up and shooting from 3 and things like that. Yeah. But in the workout, you show all of that off. And I think they're just like, wow, we don't need a point guard. Fill it up.
My personal conspiracy theory on all this is
he didn't work out for the Sixers, I don't think.
I don't think he did.
My whole theory on this is that Danny Ainge looked at Jason Tatum. He's like, that's actually the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
And then he said, he's like, but Danny Ainge is very smart. The thing that people criticize Danny Ainge for is like he's a little obsessed with assets, but I feel like in this situation, the collection of assets worked perfectly. Mm-hmm. What he did was he said, Jason Tatum, I can get him at 3. Yeah. I can get him at 3, but I can trade that pick and get extra. And I think it worked flawlessly. I think he played the Sixers like a fiddle.
What else did he get?
We got a first-round pick in the next draft. I think Sacramento.
Cool.
That's a great pick.
Yeah,
really.
So I mean, that's going to be a top 5 pick. We have 3 picks in 2019, I believe, first round now. Okay. So not next year, but the year after. We have 3 first-round picks now. I think
you're set up.
Yeah. So he's just continuing it's like an investment.
You want to stay young.
Yeah, you invest in your future. You for every good guy you have on your team, you get rid of them for like 2 great guys in 5 years, or like great assets, whatever. But yeah,
LeBron will be
and then this is my draft. This is how I would redraft it. I mean, so Danny did exactly what he needed to do. He got rid of the first overall pick. I would say if I'm the 76ers, if I'm the Celtics, I keep everything the same way it is because obviously they didn't need to draft him first overall. Yeah, but Jason Tatum's the best pick in the draft.
Yeah.
And then Lonzo Ball, but Lonzo's close. I think Lonzo's like really good. Yeah. You know, he's good anticipation and everything. And then I guess like Josh Jackson or who's that other?
Fox?
Or no, maybe De'Aaron Fox, because Josh Jackson is leading rookies in steals. Okay. But I would say De'Aaron Fox is fast, and I like the way he plays the game.
He's playing well with the ball.
So then I would say Josh Jackson 5.
Okay. Yeah. For me, first of all, there are a couple honorable mentions outside the top 5 that you could consider. Dennis Smith looks really good. Lauri Markkanen had a great game against LeBron. Actually, he scored a lot of points and. My guy Donovan Mitchell for the Jazz does everything. He looks so far ahead of his years. Really composed, intelligent young man who's playing the game. But I still think for me Tatum 1. I love De'Aaron Fox. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I
love De'Aaron Fox. This might be touchy to say. I would take Fox over Ball.
I would suck his dick. That's honestly what I thought was coming. I might be going too far here, but
I think he is a Fox.
But I want to have his child.
You take Fox over Ball?
I really think De'Aaron Fox, he reminds me of Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
He's got the attitude, the work ethic, and the drive on and off the court that says he's going to get better. Yeah. The only thing that scares me is the team he plays for.
Exactly.
That's really what scares me about him, but I really think for once they got it right. I think they got a great pick. He would be my number 2. I would take Ball 3, but I feel like he's a project. Like, what you're going to get out of him, you're not going to see until
29 and almost a triple-double, and he's a project?
No, I'm saying, what I'm saying is, in terms of a project, his ceiling is really high, and I like his ceiling. Yeah. And I feel like he's not even going to tap into a lot of that until years 3 and 4. Yeah. And I think he's got the potential. To me, I like De'Aaron Fox better in the long term, and then Josh Jackson's, I think, probably better in Fultz. I would take Fultz out of the top. I'm not sure if he'd be in my top 5. I think he would be.
Dennis Smith Jr. might take his spot.
Yeah, I would say Dennis Smith, Lauri Markkanen, and Donovan Mitchell, all great picks as well. I'm going to put Dennis Smith in there because I just love the drive.
He might get Rookie of the Year if he can get going.
Dennis Smith's drive is just like De'Aaron Fox's. Those are 2 guys who are very similar, and I just love how they approach the game.
Okay.
And to me, work ethic is really what takes these players to the next level. And you can find a shot if you really work hard on it. Yeah. LeBron's showing that right now. He didn't really have a shot, now he does. So it's
he might have a 50.
And then look at Giannis. Look at developing Giannis. We talked about him earlier. His shot's getting better. Everyone, it's one of those things. If you have a work ethic, that's really what you want. That's really what you want in a player. So I would choose it off that for sure. That was a great topic, by the way.
Yes.
All right. So my silver medal topic. This is just a fun one. Martavis Bryant and Mike Tomlin have been getting into it. Martavis Bryant keeps trying to say, "I want to get on the field more. I want to play more. I want a different contract." Do you know what Mike Tomlin did when he was approached about this?
What?
He said, "You know what? I haven't really thought about it because I have bigger fish to fry. But when I will get to it, I will rain down my decision." And I just want to say, Mike Tomlin is one of the best coaches in the NFL. I love how he handles his business. That's what the Steelers, dude.
I don't know. I mean, he's okay.
Yeah, he's okay.
What has he done?
Right.
He's won a Super Bowl.
I gotta get a
Big
drink.
Ben.
Shout out. We're literally all of us are running on Chick-fil-A today.
I don't know.
Mike, keep talking about Mike Tomlin.
I don't think they want to be sponsored by this show. We like gay people, okay?
To be honest, I just think
a little too much if you ask me.
Right, what you said about De'Aaron Fox is out of pocket, bro.
Yeah, come on. I love De'Aaron Fox.
Oh yeah,
I do too, but damn, bro.
It is funny when you hear these guys describe the guys like, look at LeBron James' sculpted body, the way he goes up. Right. It's like, what are you describing right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, so Martavis Bryant, I just feel like he's part of like the culture of sports where it's all about me, not about the team.
Bro.
He did get caught multiple times for like smoking weed,
and so have you.
Okay, yeah, but I'm not getting paid millions. You can do that shit in the off season.
I think Martavis Bryant is a beast receiver, bro. I don't any time I can take sides against Coach Mike Uncle Tomlin, I'm can't stand that nigga, bro.
Uncle Tomlin.
That's so good.
There's a lady that walks by my work every day. Her name is Faith, and she walks by and she goes, "Hi, Uncle Tom." And I'm just always like, you know that. And there's just like people look over and look at me, and I'm just like,
oh my god.
I love
"Hi, Uncle Tom." I said, "Oh god, shut up."
That's great.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, fucking.
Oh my god.
Let the players play. Let them have fun.
Right.
If they're pieces of shit and they beat their wives, kick them out. But
yes, please.
You know what I mean. But if they were
Martavis
just
play free Martavis, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. What the fuck? I got black shit all over my arm. What is that?
I thought that was like a Catholic thing.
Yeah, I just got what?
On your head.
All right.
Is it on my head?
Yeah, I thought it was like a Catholic thing.
What the fuck is this?
Well, as Tom's breaking down, we're gonna go to commercial.
Dude,
we just finished our silver medal topic.
I didn't say anything because I thought it was like a Catholic thing.
how long has this been on me?
We have a commercial coming up for Blunts and Brunch.
When you were sitting here.
Blunts and Brunch by Arthur Hamilton. Go check it out. We'll be right back.
First of all, I'm killing the game with the motherfucking shoulder pads, nigga. No, he ain't. I'm killing everybody with these shoulder pads, nigga. You ready to tackle a nigga out here? I tackle your mama right in the bed. Right in the bed. On the side note, I've been putting all goddamn night. Nobody's known.
Still
until
water.
Now.
So close, my nigga. Like,
Still
damn,
water.
City so dry, might have to.
Still water.
City so dry, might have to.
Still water. LA made me baby. Still water. Lands no peace, disease. Still water. Want you to die, that's crazy. Still water. Air still free, so we still water. LA made me baby. Still water.
City so dry, might have to.
Still water. LA made me baby. Still water.
Put 6,000 miles on it. I got a coupon. Next time I rent one, I'll get 10% off. Yeah, you saved him.
Saw a commercial for Blunts and Brunch by Arthur Hamilton. It's the third show on the network.
Wait a second. Are you trying to tell me that there are Blunts and Brunch?
And Arthur Hamilton.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's Arthur.
I'm not going to do the whole thing. But, watch the show. It's a good show.
Arthur's the best. And we have weed mimosas on there. You put fucking weed syrup into OJ.
Now listen, I'm not a fairy, all right? No, just kidding. I'm just kidding. I love mimosas.
I love regular mimosas too.
Mimosas are dope. Mimosas are dope. But I would love to try the weed mimosa. I love trying weed infused stuff.
Hell yeah.
It's a good show, man. You should check it out. We'll have to get you on there.
Oh yeah, because I love both of those things.
Yeah, brunch is dope.
Because brunch is lunch plus breakfast.
Right.
Break it down for us.
So then you have Blunts plus brunch, which is in parentheses lunch plus breakfast.
Right. It's three
and what that equals is hilarity.
Do you have a PhD in food math?
Yes.
Correct.
Food math.
That was incredible.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
third generation.
Should we hit our gold medal topics here?
Yeah.
Actually, what you also just saw, after the commercial, you saw Niles at the game one of the Dodgers.
Yes.
Los Dodgers.
And that brings me to my gold medal topics. Dodgers versus Astros.
Okay.
Legendary World Series. First time 200-win teams have played against each other since the 70s.
Wow.
Yep.
It's pretty dope. Two hot teams. Because me and my dad were talking about how like the Astros it's crazy. Like they're such a good team, they're a 100-win team, and they got to go under the radar as a 100-win, such a talented team because the Dodgers were just so dominant. 50 games in a row. I mean,
they won 50 in a row.
Yeah,
50 games they won in a row.
Yeah, man.
Insanity.
They had a crazy season, but the thing is, like,
he's got it on his head now too. I'm sorry to interrupt. He's got the black stuff on his face now too.
Oh well, I guess I am. You have that effect on you. You rub off.
Maybe finally there's like a plague that's about to wipe you all out.
Was I like laying down and he came up and like snuggled onto my face?
It's probably like, you never know what happens behind the scenes, man. I was on my phone. So
The one thing I will say is Jose Altuve.
It's a monster.
If he had played in any other city, he would be getting a lot more publicity.
Yeah.
And I think it's just cool. Houston.
I think Carlos Correa is probably a top 3 player in the league.
I think Houston after the flood, like so cool what they're doing.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh yeah, isn't it crazy how it always seems to work out that way?
Yeah, isn't it a little weird?
Okay, right after 9/11, Patriots win the Super Bowl.
The New Orleans Monday night game. Right
I was
Katrina.
at that Monday night game, the first one in the building after Katrina. It was crazy. It was like there was no way we were gonna lose. Nothing went bad. The guy that's in the wheelchair right now, what's his name? Gleason. He had the block punt. It was crazy. I felt like the floor just like erupted.
I'm trying to remember if the Red Sox won after. I'm trying to remember. I should know this. What year the Boston Marathon bombing was?
That was 2012, 2013.
Oh yeah,
it
for
might
your
have been
fucking
this
city. Yeah, when Ortiz was like our fucking
city. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's just crazy how things happen right after. Yeah,
it's a little weird. Huh?
It's a little weird. It's a little weird.
Not saying there's a conspiracy there. It's just a little weird. But hopefully the Dodgers don't let that happen.
Yeah. Although New York lost the World Series after 9/11, I believe.
Dun dun dun.
Because it was all a job.
I was gonna crack that one, but you.
Yeah. Fake disasters don't count. No, I'm just kidding.
Whoa.
It was a real disaster.
Wow!
What they did to our people of our country.
The first 9/11 truther on Channel 310.
You have to understand this is all in satire. I don't believe literally anything I say.
I don't believe literally anything.
Anything I say it all for the joke. Say it all for the laugh.
Dodgers Astros, man.
Yeah.
Altuve and Correa homering back to back. It broke my heart last night. God, that hurt. Like they have such a good lineup, man. I feel like we almost underestimated them coming into game 2. Verlander pitched a very good game.
Yep.
The Astros put a really good game together, and my dad and I were cracking up because it was kind of almost like game 1 is basically Dallas Keuchel lost the game because of 2 bad pitches.
Yep.
2 home runs off 2 bad pitches.
Yep.
To Turner.
And
that
then
was the first one early.
I feel like Verlander really only had 2 bad pitches. They ended up home runs.
Yep.
And so we took the lead, but the Astros they're just so hot at the plate. Those last couple innings last night. And
they were just raking the ball, and they were hit good contact hits. Not just like the Dodgers were all home runs.
Yeah.
We weren't
getting anybody.
They were like a run away, honestly, and that kind of brings us to your gold medal topic.
Yeah, mine is I believe it was either the bottom of the 9th or the bottom of the 10th. Runner on second, has a pretty big lead. Correa, I honestly don't remember who was up. Was it the Dodgers were pitching?
I think so.
Okay, so there was a player on second. Pitcher turns around, throws the ball, pickoff attempt at second. It's a missed throw. It's over to the left, and it zooms past and hits the ump on the leg. Mm-hmm. Puts it back into the diamond, an easier play. Runner had to stay at second. If the ump wasn't there...
Yeah, it's a big gap right there.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy could get to third. He could even get, probably not home, but I mean, he could get to third.
Right.
And then if he misplays the ball, he could maybe get home.
Yeah.
So I guess my question is, do you think that we should rely a little bit more on, progressive baseball where we don't have all the umps and stuff?
To me, that's the human error of baseball. That's why I like it. Like, psychologically, when you're at home, that's really the home field advantage. The crowd gets on the ump for the calls, and I think that's an element of baseball I really like. And baseball is one of those things, they haven't changed it for a really long time, and so baseball really hinges on the fact that it's traditional and that you can track stuff and compare eras to eras very easily. And I wonder if it'll change. It'll be like, the post-robot era, and it's like, I don't know about that.
I don't think it'll ever change. It's crazy because baseball has kind of, in my opinion, probably the deepest statistical,
history.
Well, no. I mean, just like the stats that they keep. It's like they have wins or walks plus hits divided by innings pitched, whip. They have, just like there's all of the, what's the the player efficiency rating or whatever, where it's 9 different stats into one.
WAR.
Yeah, WAR, exactly, the WAR stat. And, I think people are way too old school about baseball to let that happen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think sometimes you're like, well, why don't we just have a strike zone that's exact? But sometimes the ump's got to give one to the other team for a blown call or for something. Yeah. You know? So.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I like my baseball traditional, no black people.
This guy.
Jesus Christ. So, I guess that brings me to my gold medal topic. UNC is in some... They were in some hot water. They were in some hot water, and then the NCAA poured it out for them, weirdly enough. The NCAA ruled that there was this long investigation into the academic... There's an academic scandal at UNC, and they had created fake classes for these students to attend to kind of artificially boost their grades. And the NCAA ruled that UNC gets off scot-free, essentially. What they ruled is that these classes benefited non-student athletes as well as student athletes, which meant that they got off. And first of all, they made a fake African American studies course. Mm-hmm. And they basically said to the players, don't attend it. This is a fake class. We want you to basically, go to practice and use that time to go to practice instead of doing this class, and we'll give you the grade. And I really think that's a great encapsulation of African American studies in this country. We basically say, hey, we don't want you to learn. We don't want you to come to college. We just want you to, go on the court and do what we brought you here for. Yeah.
Well, it's like a job at that point. They're paying. I mean, I know we were actually talking about this earlier. It's like, they do deserve to get paid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But they are getting paid with an education that they wouldn't be able to have. Mm-hmm. But where is their mind really at?
Exactly.
If you're at school because of basketball and you get late all the time because of basketball and all this, you're going to concentrate on basketball. You won't care about, Elizabeth.
You're not even get treated like a student anymore, because I was a college athlete. I was 18 freshman at one point. If a coach told me, he's like, hey, putting you in this fake course. Yeah. And you don't have to show up. You can rest more, get your body ready for practice. Yeah, 2-3 times a week. I don't have to actually go and I get an A.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, I'm doing that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I feel like at this point you're taking advantage of people that are 18, 19. Some of these guys are the first people in their families to go to college. And it's just like they don't know all these things. You're taking advantage of kids at this point.
Well, if anything, the kids are taking advantage of the school by just being like, I'm good at basketball, so you're going to give me an A. But
they didn't create the course.
You're right.
This is their idea.
You're right. But I just mean, it's if someone told me like, hey, you can get free college credits for nothing.
Yeah.
I'd be like, thank you.
Exactly.
I would be like very.
But in reality, it's like, hey, we're throwing you free college credits because you should be getting paid for all of this.
Exactly.
A
regular student's not gonna pass it up. A free A?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no way.
But it's like it's a little thing of like, hey, we're giving you this on the side, but in reality, the bigger pie that you should be focusing on, you're not getting a slice.
I mean, these coaches have $4 or $5 million shoe deals. It's crazy.
Yeah, the coaches have any right to leave, sign new contracts, do whatever they want. The players have so many penalties on leaving or moving around colleges.
Yeah, you can't transfer freely.
There's even a penalty they can't even get into the NBA until you have a year eligibility after high school.
I have some crazy stories about athletes trying to transfer back when I was in school and just how tough it is. It's just like you just want to better yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing anything to the school. And it's just like a lot of football coaches in college, they have exit contracts, deals of $15 to $20 million that if they're fired without what they think is a good cause, that they get that payout.
But the college players aren't being paid because there's not enough money apparently. Right. I mean, it's ridiculous. The amount of time that a student athlete spends on being an athlete, it's more than a job. It's more than a 40-hour work week. And then you're expecting them on top of that to do what a college student considers a full work week, which would be like 12 credit hours.
You have to be a full-time student to be an athlete.
Yeah, so it's just
part-time.
It's a system that was really unsustainable, and in the end, it was about taking advantage of the employers that really do all the work and really make all the money.
Exactly.
And so it's just a shame.
Yeah, and I really don't like how you have mostly black players, and then you're creating a fake African American studies classes, you know, like, oh, that's what they would probably study. So if we make a fake one of these, people will believe it. Like,
what would be worse, that or if there was like a fake white studies?
Right. Class? All right, we're gonna put you in a white studies class,
you know,
which is American history.
Yeah.
So you take that anyway as a freshman. So
that's so funny. Oh man, but yeah, I want to ask you guys this, like, the NCAA, they have like no power. They have no power to do this. Like, should they even really exist? They can't do anything.
Non-profit legally.
Yeah, I mean, shouldn't the NCAA be disbanded or something? They have no power to enforce things. And then the only people that really are having the rules enforced on them are the poor, generally African-American athletes. Yeah. And it's not, you know, these coaches, all these people doing all these violations, they get off, really. Look at Rick Pitino. Rick Pitino had to be found by the FBI. It wasn't the NCAA. The NCAA had no power. It was happening under their nose, and the FBI had to step in.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. The NCAA is so gutless. They're basically like a mall cop with a plastic badge.
Yeah.
They say they do stuff, and they say don't do this and don't do that, but they really only get the little kids shoplifting. They don't get the real big stuff.
They pick on certain schools. Like, Ole Miss is always in the news for some kind of allegation. And I was like, Ole Miss, that's been good at football for maybe 8 years now. What about all these other big powerhouse schools that you know?
It's because they're new at cheating.
Exactly.
See, that's the thing. Schools like Texas, USC, they are more established at cheating.
Old money cheaters.
Yeah. And it's just, the NCAA is so corrupt. And, like, we're discussing all this money. It really should be an extension of a pro league. It really should be like the D League. It should be like the D League where you get maybe it's a 401k that you can access throughout the semester as you go through more games and you go through more classes. But there needs to be something for these kids because you look at March Madness. There's a theme song for March Madness. Yet the kids are getting paid. Yet there's a guy making a theme song. It's sponsored by Pepsi. Most of these kids can't afford a Pepsi on their off day.
Right.
It's not right, and we need to fix the NCAA system.
Because really, the reason it's been able to be like this for so long is because there's no quote unquote alternative right now. Like, this is the only thing we've ever had. So a lot of people are like, well, it's the only thing we have, so whatever.
It's so different in Europe. They have club teams.
Yeah,
they have club teams that the kids do. Like, you know, like Ricky Rubio was on like their version of FC Barcelona. Yeah, and so it's like. That would be.
He played on that squad from like 14, 15.
And that was probably a much better experience than going to like, I don't know, like University of Barcelona and faking that he was getting a degree and shit.
Exactly.
It's just, it doesn't make any sense, and I think if any other country looks at it, they're like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Yep.
But
because if it was that important, why aren't there all these kids coming overseas to come play American college sports? They're not. Yeah. They're just getting better in their clubs and things like that, and then coming and playing in our pro leagues, and they're doing well.
Yeah, it just shows like in Europe they don't want to pay for college; they get it for free, and so they don't come over here nearly as much as the other students. And so it's the same thing with their athletes. Why would they come over here and subject themselves to this really convoluted system when you could just get money?
Exactly. That's why LaMelo ain't going to college. We get money over here. Big baller brand, baby.
He's not going to be allowed to go to college because of his dumbass
But we making that shoe money, though.
Yeah. He's not going to be able to play at college because
we making
of his
that
dumbass
shoe
father.
money, though.
Yeah. Them $500 shoes, man.
Them M1s, baby. Bump college. We getting this money. Big baller brand over here.
I will never wear a big baller brand.
I will definitely rock a big baller brand. I'm trying to get paid.
I don't have enough money.
That is also true.
If I wore the big baller brand, it would be the end of the big baller brand because it'd be like the corniest white guys
You're not
wearing
a big baller though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If I wore it, it'd be like, oh my god, this lame ass is wearing big baller. It's not cool anymore. We should move on. So maybe I should think about that.
Maybe you should.
But anyways, we'll be right back after another commercial break. We're gonna see our boy Tommy.
Agats!
And the Agats Company. I finally pronounced it right.
He did.
We'll be right back. So let's get into our Podium of Shame. These are we put the worst person of the week on the Podium of Shame, and then we organize them bronze, silver, and gold, see who really is the gold medal Podium of Shame person. So this week, who you got, Tom?
For me, I'm going to go with a former Boston Celtics coach. Someone who is, super well respected in college basketball, Rick Pitino.
Okay.
And a lot of you might be going, well, why is Rick Pitino such a piece of shit? Well, I don't know if you've heard this story, But Rick Pitino used to get guys to come, and he would get around these recruiting allegations by, instead of giving them money and stuff, he got a 16-year-old prostitute and her mother to come in.
Yeah, she wrote a book about it.
And bang all the dudes. Yeah. And so more stuff is coming out that Rick Pitino, and I'm sure he's sending dick pics like crazy to like, you know, like he probably has like a sleepaway camp, you know, fundraiser thing he does. We're having technical difficulties up in this sumbitch. But yeah, I think Rick Pitino's a disgusting pervert of a man.
Yeah, I don't like
and
him.
he fucked the Celtics too. He was a piece of shit.
He was a really bad coach as well.
Terrible coach. So that's why fuck Rick Pitino, okay?
This is the second time on our podium with Shane Rick Pitino, huh?
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he should be like, I picture him being in like the movie Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, he's one of those,
like
one of those guys, yeah.
You know, so fuck him, and, you know.
Yeah.
Paul Pierce is better than Rick Pitino, so.
I agree.
I love it.
They used to hate each other.
Yeah, I know. They clashed.
Yeah. Yep.
That's a good podium of shame. Who you got, Niles?
Marcin Gortat.
Oh, right, yeah.
The center for the Wizards, the Polish hammer, he self-proclaimed. He said that that John Wall was going to torture Lonzo Ball for 48 minutes, but like Marcin and the Wizards learned, like everybody else in America has learned, LeVar never lies, man. LeVar never lies.
LeVar this shit's turning into like he's like the black Tim Tebow. LeVar Ball. I'm like so sick of this
LeVar
shit.
Ball says, it just happens. I don't know how.
That's how I feel about Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor, yeah, same.
And so it's a very similar. It's like a
They're
similar
very
thing.
too loudmouth. They got
but
the
they make shit happen.
They make it happen, and so like.
But it's like, you know, how long can he go speaking for Lonzo?
Hey, I don't know, and I don't care. It's bringing a lot of cool publicity to the NBA. It's making them a lot of money. I'm all with it. Marcin Gortat got embarrassed. The Wizards lose to a Lakers team where like no one's even old enough to drink yet. Yeah. Like, come on, like. These niggas like just got born. Like
they're doing.
Some of them don't have driver's license. Like, come on, like
baby Lakers.
They're having post-game parties at Chuck E. Cheese.
Right. like a lot of these guys, it's still socially acceptable for them to go to high school parties back home.
That's crazy.
And they just beat the Wizards with perennial all-stars.
They grew up watching Miley Cyrus.
Right, they grew up. Some of those guys are closet Hannah Montana fans.
Dude, some of those guys are like Nihao Kailan fans.
Hey,
some of these kids are like.
So?
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying there's a young group in the NBA right now.
Man.
Jace Tatum's only 19.
Exactly.
Wow.
These are young kids, and the Wizards lost to them.
8 years younger.
LeVar Ball calls a comeback in the middle of the game in an interview. Why does this guy get interviewed in the middle of the game? Because he's LeVar Ball. And he says the Lakers are going to come back. And what did they do? They came back. Lonzo, he had 10 assists, 8 rebounds, 6 points.
How long do you think it'll be until LeVar Ball gets into a nasty sex tape allegation?
I don't see
and
happening,
cheats on his wife.
No, I was because she's had a stroke, so he's been helping her with the.
And he's been getting his love on the side, bro.
I don't know, man. I can't put that on LeVar.
I'm not gonna put it on him, but I'm saying could be.
I don't see it. I don't see it happening. He seems like a real.
I'm just saying, any person with power.
Everybody said.
What power does he really have?
Everybody said Hulk Hogan.
Big baller brand.
You just gave him so much power 30 seconds ago.
Hulk Hogan was America's superhero. He was clean cut. He had a family. He had all this stuff. And then what was he doing? He was fucking all the other wrestlers' wives. He was doing roids, and he was a racist, and he raised a piece of shit kid. And so,
I just don't see LeVar Ball as Hulk Hogan.
So what you're saying is, fuck you, Marcin Gortat.
Yeah. We got off topic, but yeah. Big baller brand, Team Lakers, Team Light Skin Lonzo. Keep doing your thing, bro.
Yeah. My quick podium of shame, the New York Yankees are parting ways with Joe Girardi.
Yeah, I don't like
And he took a team that really shouldn't even been where it is.
No.
And these entitled New York fans, it's like, we should be in the championship every year, the World Series. No. It's like, he is such a good coach. Find me a coach that has won a World Series and replace him, fine. But if you're not going to replace him with someone who's won a World Series, you guys are idiots. Yeah. Joe Girardi's a great coach. He'll get a job tomorrow if he wanted to. He'd get a job now if he wanted to.
Exactly.
How do you feel about Farrell?
I felt like that was unfair firing too. But
what?
But
John Farrell deserved to be so gone.
But here's the thing. The one thing about Farrell versus Joe Girardi, you could make a case with Farrell, they needed a change of scenery, right? They needed something to spark it. With Joe Girardi, that team was just coming together.
Exactly, they're coming together.
So that's the one thing. The Farrell firing is not nearly as egregious as Girardi. I can make a case you probably shouldn't have, but you know what? You could also make a case you change the scenery with the Boston Red Sox and then they turn around. Yeah. With the Yankees, I hate this move. It's so stupid.
Yeah. Might be a dip in morale next year.
Yeah. All right, so who's your winner circle today, you guys? Actually, let's really quick. Before you that, who's the person on top of the podium of shame today? I personally think Rick Pitino is my goal.
Yeah, I go Rick Pitino.
It's got to just be Pitino because Marcin Gortat didn't have sex with a 16-year-old
exactly.
that we know of.
Yeah, so let's go.
It's just college sports is just so nasty, man. And I'm tired of these guys taking advantage of these.
They're taking advantage big time, dude.
And doing these kind of things. They know 18-year-old kids ain't never been nowhere. Is not gonna say no to this stuff, man. Yeah. It's like you're the adult in this situation. And what they're doing is just making sports into this cash cow scheme. I hate it. So yeah, Rick Pitino.
Yeah, so Pitino, Yankees, and then Marcin Gortat. Yeah. I feel like that's how it goes. Yeah. All right, winner circle, really quick. Who's your winner circle?
I don't know what that means. So
it's just the best, the best of the best. The best of the best. Who do you think really won this week? And we can go Niles.
Niles for the Mike Tomlin, Uncle Mike Tomlin. Fine, I guess.
Oh my God! Yeah, you really won the whole episode with that.
Corey Feldman won this week. He's doing a GoFundMe to take care of Hollywood pedophiles.
I'm cool with that.
That's a win.
Does he play sports though?
Pretty sure he played a little handball in his day.
Oh!
Hey.
Oh my God, that's good.
But anyhow, no, I don't know sports. Who else won? Okay, shit. Fucking Celtics won.
You want us to come back to you?
Yeah, Niles can go first.
I go Eric Gordon, guard for the Houston Rockets, hit a big shot to win the game at the buzzer against the Sixers. We talked about earlier how he's going to be the guy that they need is that X factor. That's that third, fourth option on nights where maybe the offense isn't flowing as well from Chris Paul and James Harden. And so he really proved against the Sixers the other night that he can do that. He can be the guy who had 29 in the game. But the problem is Eric Gordon has to stay healthy. Yeah. And so like when the playoffs come around, if he's healthy and ready to go, the Rockets are going to be a serious threat. If he isn't, I don't see them going far. But definitely winner circle for Eric Gordon. It was cool to see him hit a big shot like that. You know, he's been battling injuries.
Oh, for sure.
My winner circle really quick. I got to give to the Chicago Bears. You found a way to win 2 games with your quarterback completing 4 and 7 passes. Yeah. Bravo, guys. Yeah. You guys are doing amazing. The Monsters of the Midway, they're back. That defense looks ferocious.
Defense is good.
They're taking stuff to the house. And Mitch Trubisky, you're completing 11 passes between 2 games, and you've won 2 games. I mean, you must feel great. You're really contributing to the team, guy. Great job. All right.
Okay, so I guess my winner's circle is definitely going to be like George Springer of the Houston Astros. Jose Altuve of the Houston Astros. Wow. I know. Last night was such an interesting game. It was such a game that it makes you want to love baseball again. Yeah. And so hats off to both of those teams, honestly. They're both in the winner's circle at this point. They're going to make baseball a stronger competitor again. Hell yeah. And also, winner's circle is going to be Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Okay. Because they're picking up slack for Gordon Hayward. And they're still making the Celtics a contender to be a top 3 seed with only one really good player, you know. And so, winner's circle to them.
Yeah. All right, so let's organize these really quick. We got Trubisky, we got the Astros basically, and
Eric Gordon.
Eric Gordon, I think.
The Astros first. That was
the Astros, Gordon, then Trubisky.
I hate the Astros. That was a clutch performance at the plate last night.
Well, I remember it was one play in particular through it. It was when Yasiel Puig dove for that ball. Yeah. It was 3-1 Dodgers. Yeah. And I literally turned to my friend and I was like, "This is a game of momentum. Baseball is a game of momentum." It was bottom of the 8th, I think. Mm-hmm. And so they had the wherewithal to not only come from behind, but get tied up and be behind again and come back. So that's,
All right.
I hate the Astros. They played last night.
Well, this has been a really fun episode of the Podium. I wanna thank my boy Tom Whalen for coming to
Appreciate you, buddy.
This guy is a killer. He's one of the best comedians.
Literally, I murder people.
Hey.
Don't look at me in the dark. I don't know what that means.
Don't say the N-word around Tom. He'll choke you out. Unless you're black, obviously.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you're white, if you're white, don't say the N-word around Tom.
At least for a little while.
Anyways, thank you so much.
Yes,
you killed
absolutely.
it.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, dude. You guys are awesome.
For Niles, Abston, Russell Dorsey, this is Eric Abbenante. We shoot live in Hollywood. We have an episode every Thursday for you, and we'll see you next Thursday, guys. Thank you so much. Here at the Podium.